What's up guys, it's Roger, and today I am very excited because Void Warlock actually just got a few buffs. We're going to talk about those right now. So the biggest thing I want to start off with is Devour. Now Devour was apparently too strong on other classes, and Bungie, they did not like that. So now you need Feed the Void right here if you want to get the full heal from Devour. Otherwise, you're just going to get 100 HP from it. You're also going to get more nade energy when you get kills while your Devour is proc than we used to. So Devour just got a whole lot better. So for anybody that wants to use it, if they want to use it to the best of its ability, they're going to need to be on this Void Warlock, which is some amazing stuff. Next up, we got several buffs to Pocket Singularity. Now, if you ever used this melee, then you know it is one of the most limp dick, inconsistent melees in the entirety of Destiny 2, the video games. And I'm not even yanking your scrote right now. Wish I was, but I'm not. This melee is very strong, right? You smack somebody in the butt cheek with it, they fly up, you can take them out easily. Well, that would be the case if it wasn't for the fact that people could just run straight through it sometimes. They can slide straight through it sometimes, especially Titans or anything that has extra slide distance. You can just go straight through a Pocket Singularity a lot of the time, and that's not very fun. So that's one of the things that got changed. I'm going to put the actual changes for Pocket Singularity on the screen right now. As you can see, it got several different things like better tracking, which is really nice. You know, it has better tracking, right? That's cool. The thing with Pocket Singularity is it already had really good tracking. What I've noticed a few times now is it's tracking too hard through walls. So before, if somebody was around a corner, you could throw the Pocket Singularity at an angle and it would go around the corner and hit them. I've noticed a lot more now that it starts hitting the wall much more often than it's actually hitting the enemy target. So that's something I'm a little scared they overtuned it on, but overall I'm just glad to see some buffs coming to our Void Lock here. Now, besides that, one more thing I want to mention is Blink actually got a bit of a buff, and I say buff because it's literally just a bug fix. Bungie fixed a bug on Blink, which is not words you ever hear come out of my mouth. You're more likely to hear me go, I'm a little stinky boy and I like to eat butt cheeks, than you are to hear me say that Bungie actually fixed a bug associated with goddamn Blink, but that's what we got. So now if you use all of your blinks, it's not going to give you the slide glitch anymore. If you don't know what that was, essentially before, if you used all of your blinks, which is all 3 of them, then you wouldn't be able to slide for a few seconds until your blinks came back up off cooldown. But now that bug is out of the game, which is very nice for us. So all 3 of those things combined, the Blink bug going away, the Pocket Singularity buff, and the Feed the Void buff, makes for a much stronger Void Walker. Since we're already on the Void Walker, I figure I'll just start the build here to break down the rest of it. I am using Nova Bomb Vortex, I'm using Healing Rift, I'm using Scatter Nades today, which are very good for their one-shot potential, and of course proccing Devour off those is very nice. To finish it off on the aspects here, I'm using Child of the Old Gods, or as we call him on my channel, Clarence. Clarence is my son from the Void. You cast a Rift, he's going to come out, he's going to seek an enemy out. When he gets to them, he's going to suck their cheeks and toes harder than a $5 hooker. That's awesome for you, because it's going to return to you grenade and melee energy, or health if you're running an Empowering Rift, but of course we are not doing that. If you do kill somebody who's getting sucked by Clarence, of course, you do also get class ability energy back, so we love to see that. Now, on top of that, our fragments here, we have some great ones. My favorite one in the entire game, Echo of Dilation. So while we're crouched, we're going to sneak faster and gain a very in-tuned radar resolution. That's going to let us pick apart exactly where our enemies are and know how we want to aggress upon them. Next, we have Echo of Persistence. This is going to let your initial proc for your Devour go from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, which of course, with Devour being even stronger now, made it even stronger. You also get longer duration on invisibility and overshield if your teammates do give those to you. Next, we have Echo of Expulsion. That's going to say Void ability final blows cause targets to explode. I really like this just in case enemies are holding hands. A secondary explosion will happen once they die from Clarence or your nades or your Pocket Singularity, and then they might kill the enemy next to them. So that's why I like this fragment right here. But if you don't want to use this, you can go for something like Provision down here. You can go for Echo of Exchange, or you could go for something like Leeching, and it's really up to you. To finish it off here, I do have Echo of Vigilance. That says defeating a target while your shields are depleted grants you a temporary Void overshield. So this is just one more way to get a little extra health on top of us so we can keep aggressing upon the enemies, or we can use that to get away from our enemies after we are in a very tricky engagement. But this combined with Devour makes for so much effective health that you can just keep slaying out to a high degree. The adept weapon this weekend is going to be the Messenger, which is very nice. This is an old roll that I had, 100 range on this thing. Outlaw and Kill Clip lets me reload off a precision kill, get Kill Clip, and then I can burst down another enemy very quickly. So that's the roll you're going to be seeing of this one today. Pairing with that, I'm going to be using the retooled Tail Shotgun, 100 range roll on this as well with Snapshot and Quick Draw. I just did that backwards, but ignore that. This gun just came back to the game as well, so if you do like when I get plays with this today, you're like, man, that gun looks really nice. It's back in the game, so make sure you do pick one of these up while you can. When it comes to our armor here, it's pretty simple stuff. We're using a classic Astrocyte Verse build, very simple stuff with our kinetic targeting and unflinching. I want to say a few things. Firepower, heavy-handed, and Reaver mods were all nerfed a little bit, so keep that in mind. They have cooldowns on them for these ones, and you only have 10 seconds to proc your Reaver mod before it goes on cooldown. After that, Absolution, Innervation, and Orbs of Restoration is what I'm going to be using when we actually do get those Orbs of Power, but these did get nerfed as well, and they don't give as much ability energy back. Last but not least, I have 2 Bomber mods on. 2 of these now are going to give you 17% grenade energy back whenever you pop a Rift. Again, this is another mod that was just nerfed. So my entire PvP build kind of got nerfed when it comes to my mods, so I might look at some other mods here soon, but just know that those are nerfed, but they're still very solid. And with that out of the way, you know everything that has been nerfed and buffed in this build, and you know exactly why I am using it, and I hope you do enjoy. If you are at any point in the day in the video, you want to leave me a like or subscribe, I'd very much appreciate that. If you want to see my Hunter build that I just did yesterday, Hunter also got a buff to the Arc Hunter, and I made a video on that, so if you want to see that build video, I'm going to have it on the end screen. You can go ahead and watch that after this one. All that being said, I think we're ready to get into this gameplay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and blink on into it. Overall, when it comes to the buffs that we've gotten to our Void Warlock here this season, I do gotta say that they're nice, right? Specifically, I want to start with the Feed the Void stuff. I didn't really even know that Devour was so strong as they made it out to seem in the patch notes, in that TWAB when I was reading it. And they're like, yeah, that's how strong it is, but it's so strong. By the way, watch in the bottom left. If I get a kill with my Devour procced here, which it is procced, then you're going to see the grenade energy shoot back up. So let's see, we're going to get another kill right there. Now I have my grenade back, right? So let's say maybe you're getting 25 to 40%. It's a big chunk of grenade energy back each time you get a kill while your Devour's procced. And that does count as, by the way, on the initial proc of your Devour, right? So keep in mind, as soon as it procs from that first kill, then you will get the boost to your grenade energy. And I think that's the best part of all the buffs. Not the pocket singularity change, not that, just Devour is better on Warlock, but specifically that little grenade energy buff, I think is really strong. Especially for someone like me who builds 100 Recov and 100 Discipline on all my PvP builds, because those are the 2 stats that I really like to max out, because I love being able to heal out of combat as quickly as possible, right? Obviously, that makes sense, especially on Warlock when I want the max cooldown for my Rift. On top of that, I like to have my nades all the time. Usually I go Axion Bolts, which have a longer cooldown. Scatter nades have a decent cooldown too, but when you have Devour, you don't really notice that as much. Mix that with the Bomber mods in the way that I usually play with my Orbs of Power giving me just ability energy in general, and I don't usually have much of a problem with cooldowns when it comes to my builds because of the way that I build around them. However, when it's this now, and it's even stronger, it feels great. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, I'm going to keep my eye on how much I'm really getting back. I wish they would tell us, it's exactly 30% or something so that I could know. I don't really care about exact numbers all the time, but there are certain things like this that I really do like to know the exact numbers on, so I wish I did, but it looks like it's around maybe 20 to 30%, somewhere in that range is my guess of how much it is. Now you can see here in this round, I just survived the second guy that I fought there when I blink up, because I had my full heal from getting a kill with Devour on my pocket singularity, and I got my Echo of Vigilance because my shields are broken when I got that kill. So I have a full Void Overshield too. So when you go on the next guy, that's what I was telling you in the intro, when I was telling you why you use Echo of Vigilance, so that I could aggress upon the next guy and absolutely smack him up. You can see in this round kill clip going crazy on the actual messenger here, reload a second time, get kill clip again, almost kill that guy, he has literally 1 HP, put my Rift down, grab Clarence really quickly, wait for him to re-challenge, miss a couple of shots here. I will say I had a really laggy day, and I was talking about that on my Hunter video yesterday if you saw that. I was complaining about how laggy my day was, but especially on Warlock, because I actually did my Warlock gameplay here before I did my Hunter ones. It was just so laggy, and you'll see that in a few clips today in this video where it's just my bullets get the kill, but it loads a second later, and it's infuriating to me because this game does not feel smooth like it used to, and it's really frustrating. But either way, I was able to play through it decently well and still get some good clips for you guys. And you can see the tracking on the pocket singularity there, so let's talk about that. Those guys were sitting down there in their little Anne Frank bunker, right? Great. I shoot in the nuke of all nukes, it flies down to their cheek holes and absolutely bussy bops them. It did do 2 procs of 61 damage. That, I'm pretty sure, was because one of them hit the shield and the other one hit the enemy. Although it is a good thing to remember, there is an AoE explosion on Pocket Singularity when it actually hits its target. So if there is enemies touching each other, it will push both of them back, make them both volatile, and do damage to both of them. So keep that in mind too. Pocket Singularity does have an AoE, as with most abilities in the game. I do like the extra tracking on the pocket singularity, like we were talking about in the intro. I don't know if I'm a super huge fan when it comes to going around corners now, because I think it might be tracking a little bit too hard, which kind of scares me. Whenever they do a change like that with tracking, it kind of makes me wonder, because I feel like the tracking on pocket singularity might be the strongest tracking of any ability in the game. I genuinely think that might be true. If you have a better suggestion, leave me a comment and be like, no, this actually tracks harder. But as far as I've seen, pocket singularity is such a hard tracking ability. If you are anywhere within the radius of it, which is a few meters, it will always go to you. Nothing is going to stop it. If there's a Titan shield in the way, that's another thing that I want to mention. You used to be able to, and you still can, to be fair, let me make that clear. You can throw a pocket singularity over a Titan shield at the Titan behind it, and it will push them. And sometimes it can push them towards you, push them back, whatever it does. At least it does damage and kind of throws them up a little bit, makes them volatile, right? Well, now that's going to be harder to do. With the extra velocity and stuff, the better tracking means it will probably start tracking into shields more often. But you can see with a situation like that guy was around the corner. You want to throw it a couple meters to the side of the wall of the corner, I guess I should say, that you're going to throw it at the enemy, and then it will track around really, really well. That's how you want to play those corners if you're going to use your pocket singularity. And, I just hope they never increase any kind of tracking on this anymore. There is another thing they fixed with pocket singularity, which was the sliding stuff. So even if someone's sliding towards you now, it's supposed to actually stop their momentum, which is something it never did correctly before. So I haven't really got to test that out too much yet, but I'm going to obviously test that in the coming month and really see how I feel about it. And if it's really working, that'd be nice, because nothing was more annoying than when someone was just sliding at you, especially in full Antius meta, where these Antius Titans would just slide at you, and then it just wouldn't matter. You couldn't knock them back or anything. Juggernaut shield is still a big problem, and that would happen the same thing with pocket singularity. It's just what do you want me to do, Bungie? There was nothing you could do about it, and you gave me this tool. It's like Bungie looked you in the eyes, and they said, build me a treehouse, and they gave you a hammer, and then you looked down and you figured out that hammer was made out of fucking marshmallows, and not even the good ones. I'm talking those little jet puffed ones that are for some reason a bunch of different colors. I think it's because they're fruit flavored. What the fuck is going on, jet puffed? What's going on? That's not how marshmallows. I'm getting on a tangent here. The point is, they give us the tools, and then the tools don't work, even if you use the tool correctly, and that's infuriating to me. Because if you give us the tools, and then somebody takes the time out of their day to go and figure out how to use it correctly, how to be skilled with that tool, and then it just doesn't work, then what's the point? And that's why people don't put any effort into developing skill on this game over just cheesing and crutching, because they know they can sit there, put in no time, relatively no time, and do very, very well, get their flawless whatever it is, with their cheesy crutch, right? Whereas they go ahead and they do a different play style that might be more fun, that takes more skill, but it takes a lot more practice to be skillful with it. Why would they do that when they could just go ahead and cheese all day? For me, I know the answer, because personally, I like to have fun at the same time, and cheesing and crushing and doing all this shit that takes no skill and puts no test of my actual skill, out there, gives me no enjoyment. So when I play the game, the thing I'm looking for is fun, enjoyment factor, which I enjoy everything with Blink, of course, and it gets to test my skill. All the playtime that, thousands of hours I put in with the Blink, I get to test that every time. I do want to mention, let's talk about reses really quick. I'm resing this teammate right here. I push him out of the way, and I instantly start shooting the enemies, and then we frag all three of them because I did that. Please. I have been farmed so many times today because these fucking goofy mother truckers just want to sit here and res me, and they're just well, hasta la vista, Roger, and they just walk away. Where are you going? Samson, where are you going, brother? If you're going to res someone, there's two things you need to do. One, grab their bussy cheeks and absolutely shove them like a shopping cart. Two, take your fucking gun out. Yeah, you know what a gun is? I don't know if you do, maybe you use bows all day, but either way, whatever you're using to shoot projectiles at the enemy, use it. Shoot at them. Give your teammates cover. I still don't know how we're in 2023. Jesus has ascended, and we still can't figure out how to cover our teammates when we res them? There's got to be a clerical mistake here, because something's not making sense, bro. Dude, these freaking cap points, I don't like using them I was trying to fight these guys, and I was like, "Ooh, here we go! I'm gonna fight him in the hallway here." One of the enemies rage quit, which is pretty funny. It was like the match wasn't over, and I just wanted to fight this guy. And I was like, "Okay, here we go. Get the radar ping here. Blink past him really quick, whip him really quick with a nice shotgun shot." So funny to me because I do genuinely. I try to fight people if I can, instead of ever going into a cap point. But sometimes people just like won't fight you, and they'd rather just like run around forever. And it's like, I'm even trying to give you 1v1 potential right now. Like I'll 1v1 you. Like again, that's fun to me. Taking 1v1s is really fun to me. But then people just like won't take 1v1 sometimes. I hate players who just won't take the one with you, and they're just like, I have to wait till my mama comes in the room and then I can fight you. Why? Why can't you just fight me right now? I don't know. This freaking game sometimes. That guy obviously was the greatest blinker of all time. I mean, did you freaking see that blink? I think the poor guy blink pop-up slammed himself. Which, hey, they're still not going to fix that bug. I mean, even the fact that they somehow were aware of the slide bug on Blink is actually blowing my mind, because I never expect Bungie to know anything about Blink and then let alone fix it. And I mean, dude, I can't even tell you guys how shocked I am, how shocked I was when I opened the TWAB and I saw that part that was like, we're gonna fix the Blink slide bug. What? People were adding me in the server, you know, of course. If you haven't joined the server, by the way, Blinkfield Discord server, top right in the description. But people were like, look, Roger, they fixed it. I was like, okay, there we go. And it's so sad. Oh, wait, pause. This round, I just had to roast these teammates. Tarman, Bam, you're fucking morons. I just got a perfect two-piece right there. All they had to do was follow up and kill one last guy. Instead, what did I just talk about with the rezzing? They farmed me and lost the round completely. How? How can you be that stupid? And I mean like capital S stupid. The teammates I had today were, I mean, no dumber than usual, and they're usually dumber than a bag of bricks, so I guess that's the easiest way I can put it for you guys. Anyways, what the heck were we just talking about before? Oh, yeah. Bungie fixing literally anything Blink always blows my mind. Very happy, obviously. Everyone's freaking out, you know, but it's funny to me how, as a community, Blink community, what do we do when we get a bug fix? We call it a buff. Because we never get bug fixes on our fucking movement ability, the thing that we sculpt our entire playstyle around. We never get bug fixes. So when we eventually get a bug fix, we call it a buff. Could you imagine if Hunter Jump was bugged? And then they were like, okay, yeah, we did the bug fix. And you know they would do it within like a week. And they were like, okay, we fixed the bug. Everybody would call it a bug fix. They'd go, they fixed the bug. Not a single person would go, yo, they buffed Hunter Jump. Because then you would go, no, they didn't. They just made it work how it should be. And that's what they did with Blink. They just made it work how it should have always been working. And we're just like, oh, it's a buff just because it's working correctly now. And that's like crazy to me. Like, just keep in mind, that's how fucking disenfranchised every single Blink Warlock and Hunter is. Blows my little mind apart, dude. Nice little two-piece right there. Beautiful stuff. So all my teammates are pushing up. So I was like, you know what? If my teammates are going to push up really aggressively, I need to see what kind of angle I can get to flank these guys, take them out really easily. And honestly, I think it worked out pretty well right there. In this round, my teammate was coming back towards the staircase back here, and I was like, I should help him get some shots on these guys. So I started doing just that. They were not peeking exactly where I wanted to, and I almost killed that guy. I had my pocket singularity, so I threw it out there, and I think it might have... No, it didn't catch the wall. It just didn't track, which is pretty crazy to me. Blink on top of this guy, though, hit him with that nice little shotgun shot. Finished that game off really quickly. I didn't get a flawless on my Warlock. I didn't get a flawless today until I switched to my Hunter. So if you do want to see me getting my flawless card, then you should go and watch my Hunter video from yesterday. I will have that linked on the end screen, so you can go ahead and watch that next. Because if you really do want to support the channel, the easiest way is to do like a little watch loop of my content. So click a video after another video, you know, come watch a few little Raji videos if you want to, catch back up on some stuff you missed. Maybe go and watch an old video that you really enjoyed or something. Maybe you missed an old video from a month ago. You were just like, well, you know, I'll get around to it. You should get around to it right now, because that would really help. Because it goes, you know what it does? It tells YouTube, it's like, hey, I'm enjoying this guy's content so much that I'm going to watch several videos in a row. And they like shit their little pants for that. I'm not even kidding you guys. So if you do really want to support the channel, likes and subscribes, of course, always good. Comments, great. But even more than those things right now is doing the watch time loops. So if you can do that stuff, really appreciate it. Now, that being said, we are in the last play here for you guys. I really do appreciate you watching. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, even despite trials or not. Maybe you are playing, maybe you're not playing. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you're playing trials, and if you are, tell me how it's going for you, because I am interested about that stuff. I'm gonna let this last play out for you guys. Again, watch the end screen here so you can see the next hunter video that I have for you guys, and I hope you do enjoy that. But as always, that is it for me today, so have a great day, Guardians.